Home with Joel and Fletch. We're up and about. Hyundai's end of financial year event sale is on now. T's and C's apply, and Blunston step into the new financial year with Blunston. You can watch and subscribe to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch, the YouTube channel. We just had the chat with Matty Johns earlier on. We had Usman Khawaja, who was a great catch-up and a great fella, and now we're going to catch up with Sats and Woogie, and that'll also be on the YouTube channel. So you're searching the Run Home with Joel and Fletch, and you can follow us on Instagram at Joel Fletch SEN. Without further ado, Scott Sattler, Jason Woogie Matthews, all thanks to Best Sheds. 20% off sale is on now. G'day, gentlemen.
Are you guys doing anything for yourselves this afternoon? You're just filling your show with guests. Oh, you got to work at some stage, guys.
Mate, we've got guests just turning up unannounced now, don't we, Brian?
Correct. They want to be part of this juggernaut. So I tell you what's another juggernaut, the New South Wales Rugby League team. How are you feeling today, old Suki La La Sats?
A little bit flat, but we're Queenslanders.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Yeah, what does
Just
that mean?
we're Queenslanders because where we're born.
Boys, it's the worst. It's the best place to be today, but they are all sooking.
Oh, great. Tell us
The whole state.
What are they whinging about now?
The referees.
No, we're not
Fletch.
whinging about anything. It's just
refs.
it's an unfortunate situation that we found ourselves in, and
Yep.
we've got to fight back. That's what we've got to do.
And the other one, Fletch, is, you know what, the reason we're all feeling it today, because when we lose, we hurt, not like you New South Wales.
You just guys just move on.
Shut
You
up.
guys just
Sats.
move on.
Shut up.
How is that flight back, the flight that goes from Melbourne to Brisbane? That would have been a sombre old trip, was it?
Do you know what? I was looking for a red eye last night.
I bet you were.
I rang Australia Post to see whether they had one coming back to the Gold Coast or Brizzy, but that was pretty ordinary.
Okay. Sats, do you foresee any changes?
Well, I think a Queensland a situation where we've got to break glass in case needed, and I think when you're going into a decider, you've got to, and I think Fafita would come in.
On the bench?
You know what I love it? No, I'd start him, but
yeah.
I'd probably put Sewer on the bench. And that's nothing against Jaden Sewer. I just think, what I've noticed in David's game this year, which Billy obviously sees a lot more about his individual game that we don't see, and the reason why he hasn't been picked, but he's actually got a little bit of niggle in his game this year. He's starting to try and get under the skin of the opposition, and I think he finally understands how damaging he can be, and like that little tussle he was having with Cody Walker, and there's been a couple of other occasions I've seen his game where he's just trying to get under the skin of his opposition, and I like it, and I think he's got the ability to have the same sort of effect that Latrell has on the opposition. He's out there, he's going to be a threat, so let's hope he doesn't come into the game at any stage. So I think they should bring him in. I think Cobbo probably deciding how his body and his mind is. If not, probably Dane Gaggai's at 17th. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big change. Queensland are favourites, Sats, and I know we always say, we're outsiders and you're outsiders, but what do you generally believe? Do you think that's fair enough back at Suncorp?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the record will show you that New South Wales were the favourites last night.
Yeah.
Purely because of the history at the MCG. Now, there is talk that all New South Wales home games should be taken to the MCG because you can't win in New South Wales.
Or Townsville.
So, but yeah, it was. I think Queensland deserved to be favourites. Definitely.
Where's Rat today?
What do you mean?
It's his
Where's Raddies?
RDO.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
I just got to admit. So on the Golf Australia, I follow him on Golf Australia, Joel and Fletch, and I just got an update that his handicap went down to up, whichever it is, 1.3 or whatever it is, 1.2.
Yours has gone up, hasn't it? I heard
16.
blown out.
Yeah.
Hey boys, question for you: how much value has Angus Crichton increased by after last night's performance?
Oh, wow.
Well, I can't believe he's not. So he's off end of 2025, isn't he? So he can start.
No, he's off. He's off this year, isn't he? He's off this year.
No, 2025, because I think Fafita was going to replace him, wasn't he?
Well, there's the irony in all of that, is that the Roosters made a big tip at Fafita.
Yeah.
And, if they were picking an Australian side today, Angus Crichton's in front of Fafita.
Absolutely, but by a long way. But I'm pretty sure he can start negotiating with other clubs November 1. The Roosters would not want that to happen.
No way.
Because in answer to your question, Woogie, I would say he's, after the last 12, Roosters this year in the last 2 Origin games, you would have to think he's around the 700, 800.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Easy.
So who, based on the start of this series, and I'd love to know who you think the front runner is for the Wally Lewis medal, But who?
Liam Martin.
Liam Martin.
I got Angus.
Liam Martin. Angus. Luai's been very good. Lomax has been very good. Daly Cherry Evans, of course.
No, Angus Crichton's off the end of this year.
Right.
What?
Yeah, end of this year.
So he can play with someone round 1 next year.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So hang on. So he has had no contact with any other team. No,
Well,
I don't.
no.
I don't think that.
Well, there was rumours South, and then there's rumours Penrith.
He must be staying.
So, he holds the ace card. That's the problem.
Doesn't he want? Unless there's an option in his favour, because if he's off contract in 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
the doors would be knocking. Every club would be knocking his door down now.
Well, they probably are.
Yeah.
Well, why isn't it public? Because you're allowed to. If you're saying they could have been doing it since November 1 last year.
Don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Good research, though, Sats.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere. But I mean, you wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see him going anywhere west of South Dowling Street.
No, he's in that. Well, he might go to the Tigers. You know, he's that sort of fella. That's his personality. He likes the East.
Hey, boys, I just want to read the Australian team out, the last Australian team that got beat 30 blot.
Yep.
And just have a think about some of these names and who would be under supreme pressure here. So James Tedesco was the captain of fullback, Edwards and Valentine Holmes on the wing,
Yeah.
Hamiso Tabuai Fidoka, Tony Staggs in the centres, Munster, Cherry Evans, Jake Trebojevic, Ben Hunt, Tommy Flegler, Cameron Murray, Ruben Cotter, Isaiah Yeo. So there'd be a number of changes there, wouldn't there?
Yeah, there would be. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, who's the Australian fullback? Walsh or Dylan Edwards?
Oh,
You can't have Teddy, can you?
No, if it was named today, I think you'd have to. Well,
Edwards is in the team on the wing.
yeah,
so
you'd probably go Walsh, I suppose. Or you put him to fullback. It's a fascinating one. It's a very fascinating one. What's on tonight's program, gentlemen?
Can I just ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say is it 2 games Moses has played now at Origin level? Game 3 last year and Game 2, or has he played any others?
I'll have a quick look for you.
But given his form in those 2 games,
Here we
no,
go. What are you
but
going to say?
seriously, is he having more success at New South Wales than what Nathan Cleary has?
I thought you were talking about he should be the
No,
Australian
I'm
halfback.
not saying that at all. But, geez, it's an argument. If New South Wales win Game 3 at Suncorp, there's an argument he should retain his position, right?
He hasn't won a series.
Well, if
Cleary's won a few.
no, but I just said if he wins Game 3,
No,
Suncorp.
no. He lost his first 2, so he got beat in his first 2.
Right, okay.
One his third and one his fourth, so he's 2 and 2.
But if he wins, if he steers New South Wales to win at Suncorp, is there an argument that he should retain his position as the New South Wales number 7? He was outstanding.
No. It's like Peter Jackson when he filled in for Wally. Wally's always going to get, and that's what Cleary's the best player in the game.
Well, you know what I was thinking, boys. If Cleary was to come back, which I don't think would happen, but if he did, and it's not the most remote chance, and if Moses had to make way for Cleary, that would mean our last 2 man of the matches in the halves got speared. It was Cody Walker, and if that happens, but we'll see how.
Hey,
that all plays
I will
out.
say that even though I'm a proud Queenslander, I'm also a huge Madge fan. So there's part of me that's really happy for Madge because everyone's sort of questioned about whether he's going to get success at Origin level. And it shouldn't have surprised us, actually. I actually didn't think about it. Jimmy Smith last night, he brought it up before we went on air and at the MCG. He said, remember what Madge did with the New Zealand team? They got beaten by Australia. A week later, keeps Australia scoreless. I thought, you know what? He's right. He turned around a Kiwi team that had Kieran Foran at hooker at test level, and he did it this time as well.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about that. A big scalp over Mal Meninga, a big scalp now over Billy Slater, and resounding victory. So he is absolutely flying. No word, boys, who you think the Parramatta coach is going to be?
I heard someone say today, do you think...
Hane's had his second interview.
Has
Riles is this weekend, I'm led to believe, yeah.
What's the rush for Parramatta? They're coming last. They're not going to do any better, right?
Players want to know who the coach is going to be.
Is it worth waiting to see how Origin plays out and whether it's worth having
You're saying Moses should be coach as well?
Yes, that's right, captain, coach. No, but is it worth waiting to see how Origin goes and maybe make a play for Madge?
It's interesting. Yeah, he's contracted next year. Hasn't he come out and said that he's going to honour that?
Yeah, he has.
Has Fletch disappeared?
He's been kidnapped. I think Carnival Keith got him something. I don't know. Where's he gone?
What's happened? Is that how exciting it is to talk to us that Fletch just goes?
He apparently he's had to rush off for a number 2. He's got a bit of a squirmy belly. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's where he is right now. He's riding that porcelain bus. Is the Great Bear's Head. Just on the win, right? Geez, I'd love to know, and I'm sure Channel 9 would have a very good read on this. How much does that win for New South Wales mean in dollars for Channel 9? Ads, sponsorships. How huge is that? What does it mean in eyeballs for the game? Like it's such a critical outcome, that win to New South Wales, isn't it?
Well, that was the biggest television audience they've had since Game 2 in 2017.
Yeah, the biggest Game 2 audience.
Yeah, so it's massive. It's massive. Could you imagine the anticipation around? Is that Fletch?
No, I don't know where he's.
Sounded like he was straining. But no, can you imagine the anticipation around Game 3? The audience will be massive.
Yeah, it'll be huge. I've got it. Being there last night. I mean, I've always been one of those traditionalists where I don't want Origin taken away, but the last couple of years I start thinking, you know what, the game deserves to be in front of the biggest crowd, and being there last night with just over 90,000. And mate, Jimmy Smith, he's never been, as a cricket fan, he's never been to the MCG and watched any event. So to see his response was pretty cool too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bear's Head's eyes are popping out. You okay, mate?
Okay, what's happened?
No, you tell us.
Okay, so I've been doing the carnival for 5 days.
Yeah.
And I just broke. I had a bit of maple butter on a bagel.
Courtesy of who?
Courtesy of Prime and Uzi.
Yeah.
And it's gone straight through me.
Oh, really?
I don't know what's going on.
Bit like you're bowling to him.
STS, sudden.
What about it? What about the amount of fad diets you go on?
I know. I'm a heavy fatter.
Hey?
Have I told you about the testosterone cream I got into?
Yeah.
I think it's myth.com.
Oh, really?
You're trying to get us on it.
Yeah. Well, no, just go and get your testosterone checked, please.
Yep.
That's the first thing. I say it's you got hairy knuckles. You'll be sweet.
Yep.
You know about your hairy hands. What do I miss? What do I miss, boys?
Nothing.
We're just wondering where you were.
It's just Joel padding for you until you got back.
And Joel not listening to us, not interested in what we're saying.
No. Joel's just a bit tired and emotional. I've got a big day tomorrow too, so I'm just.
Don't worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's on tomorrow? What's on tomorrow again?
Well, tomorrow's just a big day. 8 hours on SEN. A lot of other commitments throughout the day, so it's going to be a blockbuster day. What's on for you boys tonight, lads?
We're just going to try and focus on the women's state of origin, which hopefully Queensland can.
Listen how
win
flat
something.
you are.
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst place to be today. You, Daddy, everyone's flat. It's a great day.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you've got a pep in your step because you're going to Bali tomorrow. That's the only reason why you're excited.
Yes.
With the Blues victory in my back pocket.
The Hotel
sky's
Baron.
blue.
It's the hardest he's ever worked this week because he knows he's going on holidays.
Oh, you know who
You
we can
reckon
meet over there? Bloody, we just had Chris on.
Hey,
Chrissy Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson. Yeah, I'm meeting up with him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Woogie, I want you to try the new fad. I've been talking about it all day about the raw dogging on the plane. Where you have raw dogging, where it's a trend going through TikTok where you sit upright. You're not allowed to push your chair back. You can't recline. You can't have any food. You can't listen to music. You can't watch anything except the flight path for 6 hours going over
Yeah, no thanks.
to Dempsey. Could you, Woogie, be a raw dogger?
No, I'll be about 10 beers deep before I get on the plane. So that's no. I can't do that.
Yeah,
You know what I can do, Fletch? I can sit there and play solitaire for about 2 hours.
I can't. I'm a heavy fidgeter. I got to fidget. I got to get up. Sometimes I even just walk down the back and see if I can chat to people. It does my head in.
I'm the best plane sleeper in the planet.
I'm with you, Joel.
Yeah.
Do you take any sort of
No. I can just. I could be asleep before it takes off many times. Many times.
Yeah.
What else is happening, lads?
My wife, because she knows how much I hate taking off in a plane, flying. I got all these images going through my head that the plane's going to drop out of the sky. And so she gives me 3 things to think about, and I've got to tell her a story.
What?
So it might be a phone, something she's looking at. It might be a phone, a phone, some seat, and a peanut. What? And I've got to tell her a story with all those 3 things. And before I know it, the plane's leveled out.
Could
There
you
you go.
imagine that discussion?
So, Sats, I was on a plane going, I don't know where I was, might be going to Brisbane, and next to me was a psychiatrist, and we were talking about fears. And I said, I got.
You would have had her. You would have had the psychiatrist in a fetal position by halfway
but
through the flight.
we're talking about heights, and I said, I got fear of heights. She said, something might have happened. She goes, well, take a look at people who are scared of flying. And she made a really good point. She goes, those people that analyse everything are quite analytical.
Yeah.
They go, I'm just about to go on a bit of tin, 30,000 feet in the air, and I don't even know the man who's driving this.
Yes.
Like, when you sort of break it down like that, she's going, that's why people have fear of flying. Are you quite analytical sort of gentleman, Sats?
I don't know. I think I am. My wife says I am.
Yeah,
I'm very analytical.
Are you got any sort of fears of anything else?
No, it's just flying.
You hate jelly.
Oh, and jelly. I can't look at jelly.
Jelly?
Yeah.
Speaking about jelly, Kobe's got me onto this health
Yeah.
stuff. It's called sea moss. Have you boys had that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
rotten.
Sea moss.
Feral. Absolutely feral.
So you never had jelly and ice cream growing up as a kid? Red.
No, I can't even look at jelly.
Aeroplane.
I dry reach as soon as I see the wobbling of the jelly. And when I was at Penrith once, you remember you used to get one of those promo sheets and it'd say you got to be here at this time, promotion sheet, and you got to be at this time and this is the address. I turned up, and it was the Australian Jelly Wrestling Championships. They didn't know I hated jelly.
Oh,
that's
I had to get out of there. I couldn't stay there.
Well, that
I
sounds
just would have
okay.
vomited. Yeah, hate it. Can't stand it.
So just go back to the jelly wrestling. That was a big sort of phase back in the
It
early
was, wasn't
2000s. Who was wrestling?
Don't know. It was just some. I don't know. Who it
were
was.
they men or women?
No, women.
Look at that, Brian. That's,
And
that's,
what
bikinis.
that's sea moss.
Peter Seamos. And you have no recollection of this jelly
No,
wrestling?
I didn't want to hang around,
Okay.
Brian, because of the jelly itself.
What happens in wrestling? What sort of outfit do you wear when you're in the...
No, well, they were just in bikinis.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And they were in like a blow-up pool or...
Yes, a very big blow-up pool.
And...
There was a lot of candies there, like name Candy.
Oh, Candy
Yeah.
Candy Tamer.
Good man, Candy Tamer.
He's a good fella. He's a big listener of your show too, so give him a shout
Hey,
out.
we're in the calling the game last night. We were next to Gerds, Wade Graham, and Gordy. And Gordy, like you could. Gordy's eyes were rolling
Yeah, I
during
know.
that game last night.
Yeah,
What was the go with that hat, though, he was wearing?
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders.
How angry was he? And then then he became like a little belligerent child. Yeah, it's just be gracious in your victory. And it doesn't matter. We've won the last two. That's his comeback. That's his comeback. Can we bring up Gordon's record, please? What's Gordon's record?
Do you know the record? Is it a loaded question?
I don't know it, but it's Brooksy's got it, and it's not great viewing.
Okay.
Are you talking about winning series?
Just while we look that up, there's a lot of text coming through talking about David Putty. Now, apparently David Putty, you know who he is, Brian?
He's
he's my favourite Seinfeld character.
Elaine's boyfriend.
So he apparently
The devil.
instigated, the devil. He instigated raw dogging. Have a listen to this.
Oh, really?
You want something to read?
No, I'm good.
Are you going to take a nap or
No.
you just going to sit there staring at the back of the seat? That's it. I cannot take this. I mean, look at this. Nothing has changed. We've been back together 2 hours. We're having the same problems we had 12 hours ago.
Oh, tell me about it. I don't know why I ever took you back.
I love him.
How good is he?
He's the best. Oh, he's best.
Hey, there's a text here too from Jeff. Hey, boys, Joel freaking out about having to work an 8-hour day tomorrow.
I was trying to work out how to delete that one before you served.
Yeah.
Is it an 8
You'll be all right, mate.
No, that's one part of it.
Yeah.
That's one part of the day. It's about a 16
Have you watched,
day.
hey guys, on Apple, have you watched Presumed Innocent yet?
No.
Jake Gyllenhaal, outstanding.
Oh, yes.
Outstanding.
Thank you, Sats.
Well, the Bears
Yeah, if
back
you look-
tonight. The Bears back level Series 3.
That's a great show, isn't it?
Have you watched
Which
that?
one?
The Bear. It's about a
bear?
cook who takes over
Oh.
his brother's like deli cafe
Yeah.
sort of
Well,
restaurant.
he was the Mickey. He was like a Michelin star.
Yeah.
At one stage, he was like the second best chef in the world.
Yes.
Hey, Eric's good, boys, isn't it?
Oh, have you finished that, Woog?
Nah, third or fourth episode.
I just finished the
must say.
second on the plane.
It's good.
yeah.
It gets you. It does
If you
get
like
you.
puppets, yeah.
It's only six. It's only 6 episodes,
Perfect.
but it's a very different show, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, Sugar, what about you texting me during the game last night? was it Zach Lomax scoring that long-range try and then having to take the kick and misses the kick. Your theory, it happened last week with Jermaine Osako in the Friday night game, the intercept.
Mate, you got Latrell Mitchell sitting there. I would have just given him the kick.
Yep.
I actually spoke to a Blues member and said, if you find this scenario, you should consider it. And they didn't, but that doesn't matter.
Hey, what about our mate Jimmy Smith last night after the game? I said, what do you want to do? You want to get an Uber back to the hotel? He goes, nah. You go. I said, why not? He goes, why? He goes, I'm going to go down to the Blues dressing shed.
Oh, I knew it. I knew he would. I knew he would.
Did he get in there?
Yeah.
The Bruce. Yeah.
Oh, I knew he would. I thought
in?
about that. I thought he'd...
Madge.
Oh, right. If you're a former Blue, can you get in?
No, well, a lot of the media accreditations, you'd have all access.
What about you, Sats? What's the rules on the fogs?
Well, you can go down, but I didn't.
No, but is that an unwritten rule if you're a former
Yeah,
player?
you can go. Yeah. Well, they actually they want you to go down. Yeah.
You're
But a lot of
missing,
people don't.
you're missing a letter in that acronym too.
The fogs. Does it start? Is that what starts with loss?
Yes, it
Ron?
does. There was
Yes.
a loss. But now, you know, but beware because the record up there. I'm not
Exactly.
I'm a little bit worried.
So you agree they should generally be favourites?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's amazing, isn't it? It is
You
amazing.
boys coming up?
Not sure yet.
No, I won't be. I'll be at the Star Casino. Ching ching.
The cash.
Ching ching.
No, there's no more Arthur anymore. Arthur, not here.
Hey, boys, you know Sportsbet had their biggest ever payout
Really?
last night.
Wow.
110,000 customers won. What are you really gambling with? The biggest ever pay. Because when you think about all those same-game multis, Lomax was popular. Crichton, Latrell Mitchell was popular. To'o, Nanai, all the big back players or base score.
So that's the reason why.
Oh,
it was all the
just reigning same-game multi-payouts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, boys, it's been a great 24 hours for us. We've really enjoyed it, and commiserations to Queensland. But you'll be back.
We'll be back.
You'll
we'll be
back.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wish Rat
We'll
was
be
here.
okay.
Though. I wanted to hear Rat's sort of take on it all.
Oh no, Rat would have agreed because he said, I said after the first game that it's a false economy, and he would have claimed it. That's what he does.
He's not taking calls today. I've tried to ring him.
He'd be
a
golfing.
few times. Oh, yeah.
I think he's playing golf with Greg Bird today.
Oh,
is he?
right.
Yeah.
Hey, Wookman, enjoy Bali, mate.
I will, boys. Thank you. And I'll enjoy the show tonight, just giving it to these Queenslanders. It's such a good
Please,
day.
That's
please.
good.
Maybe like every half hour on the hour, play a try. Or actually, because you're on, you might have to play it after every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, might do that. It's a good idea,
For the next
Fletch.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Hope you
Righto,
make it
boys.
home. Hope you make it home all right, Fletch, without having to pull over on the side of the road.
Yeah,
You
no,
all right?
I've got the bad bowels. I've told you that. I get
Adrian
the
Bowles.
SDS, sudden turd syndrome when it hits you. You cannot. I'm seriously. I need to be within a minute of a Brasco.
Yeah.
I can tell you every public Brasco.
STS.
Oh, my wife's the same. Knows
Yeah.
exactly where they are.
I know 100%. I know
Do
the
ya?
good ones. I know where the partitions go all the way down to the floor,
Really?
so you can't hear any noise. Yeah, I can.
What noise?
What's your main frequented STS attendance?
Where? Which Brasco?
Yeah, which public one?
Westfield's Bondi Junction.
Yep.
I've got a loading zone right out the front. I sneak through Starbucks, and I just go
Wow.
straight in there and just hammer that Brasco.